Okay, welcome. I just want to get recognition from someone that the stream is working, and then I'll kick things off. Hello, Sunny. Someone in the chat let me know, and I'm good to go. It says I'm live. All right, can see it? Damn it, Dad. All right, I think we're live. Okay, awesome. Can you hear me as well? Awesome. Okay. All right, let's go. Stream. Live. Awesome. Okay, so let me just get this sorted. Get my stuff sorted. I had a bit of a normal problems you have when you're trying to do a stream, so just trying to sort that out. I think we're good to go, and I'll kick it off officially. All right, welcome to the Judgement version 2.5 stream. My name's Andy Galea. I'm the game's creator, one of the game designers. This is the 5th patch since the game went version 2. So I'm beaming live from Australia. Those who don't know, my brother and I, we live in Australia. So if the first time you've seen a patch stream, we just go through. It's every 6 months we patch the game. We make a bunch of changes depending. Some patches are bigger than others. But yeah, so this one is a moderate one. We've got also a big release, a first big supplement is getting released. So I'm going to talk about that as well today in detail, called Tribal Warbands, but we'll get to that a bit later on. So yeah, I'll go through like core rules, god cards, hero changes, any artifacts or monsters, and then I'll go through at the end, I'll go through the new supplement that we're releasing. All right, yeah, it's early morning here. I think it's just hit 6:30 in the morning, so I've been up super early trying to prep for this. Let's get through it. First thing we'll go through is some of the core rule changes. Before I get any further, big shout out to all the play testers that have really helped us out with this. We've had play testers since the start of the game, but yeah, I'm trying to go through their names. We're going to forget, but yeah, so I won't do that. But you know who you are. The play testers have been amazing for us, and we wouldn't be able to do all the awesome patches we do without them. Right, let's go through it. So core rules. Okay, these are the first ones. So we've got a couple of ones that are pretty impactful. Models with the Soul Gazer tag now get +1 to their roll when they're adjacent to the soul. So as you know, Soul Gazers can do it from 2 hexes away. If they're adjacent, they get +1. We'd like to just give Soul Gazing a bit of a boost, also a bit more of a tactical advantage. It also means when you're doing that, you're often placing yourself in a bit more danger. So it's a bit of a risk reward, which we really try to get risk rewards into the game. So that's something that we've tried to introduce. So yeah, Soul Gazers get +1. Models who protect me no longer gain cover from the friendly models. So this is just one model in the game that has this today. It's Grail, but we felt like it was just a little bit too much, just giving them cover as well. Out of the box. So yeah, Protect Me is a little bit weaker, which does affect all you Grail lovers out there. And monster tiers have been condensed. We've often have a lot of talk around tier 2, tier 3, what does it mean? There's probably not enough monsters to fill 4 tiers, so we've squeezed them in. So all tier 4s today are now tier 3, nothing's changed there. The current tier 3s and tier 2s, which is Vijasha, Inferno, I'm sure there's one more in there somewhere, they've condensed down, and plus the new one that's come out, Xanthus. So they've all condensed down into one tier, which is now called tier 2. And the tier 1s remain the same as well, which is Algarath and Gloom. So the only ones that are changed are the tier 2s and 3s. They're now in one tier. So all the maps will update. So instead of having all the random spawns will now be changed. And thanks to Gamer Dad for doing that. So yeah, so they're the 3 core rules. Nothing too major. Just enough to sort of tick things over, but they should be good. Alright, so that's the core rules. Now I'm going to go through some of the god changes. So I'm just going to go through here. The first one we have is Thomas. We've clipped Thomas's wings a little bit. We have changed the warband bonus to go from D3 +2 to D3 +1. So just a slight change. That's the only change we've made to Thomas. Everything else remains the same. It got a little bit oppressive. The more that we had maps that had more and more monsters on them, it just made it too accessible to the warband bonus. We don't want to do a massive hit to Thomas. We feel like he's in a pretty good place. but just reducing that down by 1 just takes a bit off the healing. It means 4 is the maximum you can get, and you can get as low as 2. So that's that one. We've got a couple of artifacts as well, so I'll go to the next one. We've got Braces of Disruption. We've just changed the name of the one-off ability to Indestructible. So yeah, that's the only really difference there. Nothing else has changed. The next one is the Demon Blade. We've removed the loop where new models with immune to curse don't get cursed when they get the Demon Blade. So Isabel and Abathis now will get cursed if they use the Demon Blade. This one's been one we wanted to change for a while, but we just waited. It wasn't big enough to worry about it, so we just changed it from patch. So if they kill Gorga Khan, they're going to get cursed as well on the Demon Blade. I think there's one more. Staff of Gruul, we've changed the price to 1F. It was free. Kind of slipped through the cracks as free. It was never meant to be free. And once again, it wasn't big enough for us to do an emergency patch, but we've done some changes. So now we're like, yeah, it's cost 1F. Still an awesome item. We're still going to see it. The other thing we removed is the ability to change the condition you choose mid-game. It's a little bit cumbersome. Probably added a little bit too much power to it. So now, once you get it, you pick it. It's like that. If you do sell it and someone else picks it up, they could repick at that point in time. You could do some shenanigans where selling it and repicking it if you wanted to, but yeah, just cleans it up a little bit. So that's it for the God cards, the God chambers. So now the gods are changed. We've got just a Thomas change, a couple of changes to magical artifacts, and that's essentially where we're at there. Right, getting to the juicy bit, which is the hero changes. I'll do that now. Just give me a sec. All right, just get rid of that one and go to heroes. Abathis is the first one. Some of these are just cosmetic changes as you clean up the rules. There's no fundamental change to. We've just updated Consume Spirit to be balanced for because we're going to talk about the Tribal Warbands in a minute, and there is a Demon Tribe Warband rules, and so we've just fixed up because they do a lot of things with coalesce tokens. We've cleaned up Consume Spirit, so it makes a bit more sense in that one. So that's all that one is. Next hero is Alan Deer. Okay, big changes to the man, Alan Deer. We have reduced his reach from 6 to 5, but we've given him a new ability which is 0 AP. His reach goes from 5 to 6, but he gets -1 a penalty to his attack pool. So we feel this is a good balance. We wanted him to be, he's a bowman, we want him to keep his massive reach and his effect on the board. We felt that it was a little bit too much just being able to sit there in the middle and behind cover and just shoot 6 all the time. You can still do that, but you're going to get a -1 penalty, which is going to take the edge off. It takes the edge off his ability to bounce arrows, and just takes the ability, it just effectively takes it off. So he's still on the watch. Alan Deer, we feel he's, the community's felt for a while that he's, a bit over the top. We feel he's okay compared to his contemporaries, but it doesn't, it's fine to actually have him just clipped a little bit. So reach from 6 to 5, and he gets long shot, which is active, which is 0 AP. He can do it when he wants, and he gets -1 penalty to his attack dice pool. Right, so that's Alan Deer. The next one is Bastion. Once again, we've just changed the wording of the avatar bonus to be more consistent. No big change to Bastion. Instead of saying it's cost-free fate, we just said it costs 1 AP to do his ability, so nothing there. Next hero that's got some effect is Carver. Carver had this kind of weird scornergy thing going on where when he blinked someone in, he wasn't able to hit them if you aimed, because once you aimed, you can't use your melee attack. We fixed that up, so now he can do it. So you can make a melee attack with the J effect even if Carver aimed this round. So it's a little bit of a boost for Carver. Means he can aim, he can spit at someone, blink them in, and then whack them with his sacred artifact. So yeah, just some pretty cool changes there. All right, next one I think is Cradle. So another minor boost for Cradle. Her Mel goes from 6 to 7, but we've removed marked target. So previously she was Mel 6. She got Mel 7 against a marked target. She's now Mel 7 against everyone. We feel it's a good boost for her. She's in a really good place. She has got a high floor and a high ceiling cradle, which we really like, having heroes like that. And we've also updated Shadow Cleanse to be reworded to be a bit cleaner, but there's no functional change to it. She's now Mel 7 wielding. She's similar to the other dual wielders out there. Everything else stays the same, except she loses marked target, so she wouldn't be Mel 8 against her marked target, which would be a bit too much. But cradle, yeah, it's a nice little boost for her. So yeah, that's cradle. All right, again, whoop, that's if I've gone the wrong way. I have. Let me just go back to Gendris. Nothing major. Whole person now just applies pin. Whole person was worded, and was pre-pin. It was worded pretty much the same as pin. We just made it pin, right? So you can just pin someone with 1 AP with whole person. That's the only change to Gendris. He's in a good space. Getting some good play, yeah, so no problem with all her, but that's what we've done there. So you just see, so 1 AP, target any model within 3 extra stuff is pin. So it's a pretty good trade. You could trade 1 AP for them to a lot of the time. You pick a right target, which you're going to do, they have to spend a fate to shake it. So it's like trading, it's good fate economy there for her. I think it's a good boost. Right, Grail, it's just a change, cosmetic change to the card. Sorry for people. He does get the hit from Protect Me, so that's why I've included him. So he no longer gets cover from models when he's got Protect Me, so that one's gone. All right, Grail's the same otherwise. Istariel, we've peeled back one of the changes we made to Istariel, I think 2 patches ago. When she does conflagration now, it no longer removes the burn condition. So it used to remove the burn condition. We felt that she got too much hit there. So that's it for Stariel. Yeah, her usage has dropped off. She's probably suffered a little bit, just to some of her peers. We were in a lot of debate whether we thought that was real or not. Whether she was actually like that. But we did feel we hit her too many. There's too many different nerfs in the last time she was nerfed. So she's now just peeled one back. So the good thing is she puts someone on fire. She can do the conflag. The fire remains, which means your opponent needs to cop the 3 extra damage, or they're going to have to cleanse it. So it makes her really good. So that's conflagration change. Next hero is Jaeger. No change for Jaeger here. It's just cleaned up and modernised the wording for disruption. So I won't talk about it too much. Next one that does have changed is our mate Kane. So I'll go to card 2. Someone said I'm not showing the right cards. But Kane's Soothe has now been changed. It is now 2S or 1J. We felt it was a little bit hard to get off. It has received some play. Soothe can be good in certain situations. But now making it 2SS1J makes it a lot more easy to proc it, which should make it a bit more of an attractive option. So that's a good change to Kane. And we've got, next one is Sana. No change here. She had a cosmetic change to her card, so that one's fine. And the last one is Shan. I am showing the cards here because these cards are all going to be updated with version 2.5 on the bottom, as you can see. So I didn't want you to think we've released Sana and there's a new version. I didn't talk about it. All it had was her title wasn't in caps. We put it in caps. All it was. Now Shan is getting a hit. Her soul halves are dropping from 4 to 3. Shan's in a really good spot. She's anecdotally, you'd think she'd be one of the most used heroes, defenders. She can slot into any warband. She is fate. She does need fate to do a lot of her stuff, but she's good all rounder. We wanted to just drop down her soul harvest from 4 to 3, and that's a pretty big change. We've also reworded Hammer Smash, but it's not actually any fundamental change to how it works. She needs to be able to target the model she's doing it to now, which she had to anyway. It was basically adjacent, so. But we just cleaned it up to make it more consistent. But yeah, Soul Harvest drop from Shan from 4 to 3, just to take the edge off her a little bit. All right, okay, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to look at the deck. I don't think there's anything that anyone's asked a question here. People seem to be pretty happy. All right, next hero. No, one more I think to go is Skull. We have done the same as Skull. Skull's Soul Harvest is dropped from 4 to 3. Oh, there's a few heroes to go actually. Yep, Skull's the same, very similar to Shan. Good all-rounder, can slot in a lot of warbands. Does everything really well. Probably does everything, you know, too many things well. So we've just dropped the Soul Harvest down from 4 to 3. So feel that's really good. It brings him in line with Shan and means you can't rely on him as a secondary Soul Gazer as much, which we like. So there we go. So 2 of our defenders have been hit with their Soul Harvest ability. All right, next one is Sky. Sky's getting a pretty good boost. His Mel's going from 6 to 7. Sky's a really good defender. He's in the bruiser. He doesn't really provide the tankiness as the others. He's in more of that bruiser class, but we felt he could probably do it a little bit better. This is a big change for Sky. Mel 7, we haven't done it lightly. We've debated it and thought about it for a while. It's going to be much easier for him to proc, you know, some of his things like his combat maneuver. I've just got the name of it right now. It's Spirit Strike. So yeah, so he's just going to be good. This is going to up his damage output. It means he's going to be able to mix it up a bit more when he's you know, in the thick of it. We feel it's a really good change for Sky, so he's going to be good. So that's fun. Yeah. So I love this change. I'm a big Sky fan. I felt he didn't get the love that he deserved, so I'm really happy about that. All right. Now, next one is Uncle Sticks. Sticks is getting a little bit of a boost, pretty good one. His Soul Harvest is going from 4 to 5, so he joins Bastion in the 5 Soul Harvest range. Once again, Sticks, very high floor, very high ceiling. I've used Sticks a lot. I've used him in the last 3 or 4 leagues. He's in a really good spot. Just felt he used to be Soul Harvest 5 many years ago. We feel on the game today he deserves to be 5 as well. So it's good with him because when he gets level, when he's carrying a soul, he gets +1 to his RNG and Mel, and he also gets the J extra damage. So it's now much easier for him to pick it up. He's an awesome second soul gazer. Brings a lot of different things to what Bastion does in that slot. So yeah, we're really happy with him. So we're loving Sticks. So George Bush, I haven't seen you for a very long time, mate. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you dropping in. George has been around for a very long time. I had to do a podcast with George. He's a legend, one of the really early adopters many years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, and really pushed the game early. So it's great to see you, George. Hope you're well, bud. All right, Sticks, Soul Harvest 5. I hope people like that. They probably should. Everyone feels they deserve a bit of love, so that's great. And we've got one more. Dun, dun, dun. Who do we think it is? Alphabetical order. It's Oh no! What have I done here? I've made a mistake. What have I done here? Oh, here it is. Yasmin. Yasmin has lost Monster Slayer. She was a hero that was probably doing a little bit too much. We've nerfed her. We did an emergency patch to nerf one of her abilities, and we observed it for a while. We feel Monster Hunter's one too much for her. It basically means, yeah, you just take her as your Monster Hunter, and she can do so many other things. So we've taken her off. She still keeps everything else. She's still really good. She's still got silver bullet bolts and, you know, has armor shredder built in to her bolt. She's still got enhanced mark. All those awesome abilities she's got, but she loses Monster Hunter. So we think this is good. We don't think it's going to drop her off a cliff by any stretch. I think she's still going to get taken, probably just as much. But it just makes it less oppressive and means when she's at the back, a lot of monsters around, she just can't clean them up and get level 3 really easy. Chaos Angel was scared. What did you think? She was going to get a boost, or did you think she was going to get a hit? Alright, so it looks like Chaos Angel's good. Alright, so that is it for the heroes. So there's nothing huge. There's a couple of juicy ones in there that I think might shift the meta a little bit. But this is the beauty of the game. We feel like it's in really good shape. We don't feel there's a need to do anything major to the heroes. Little tweaks here and there just to keep things balanced. We've got 4 or 5 really heavy hitting heroes coming in the next, from between now and Christmas. You know, we've got avatars coming for Tauren, Thomas. Did I say that wrong? First one's Tauren, I think, yep. I keep trying to get this wrong. But we'll have 2 avatars for all the gods by the end of the Christmas. So we've got some big ones coming. So it's really good just to balance some of the heroes that are there. Slight boosts and slight nerfs, depending on where we think the game's at. But we're pretty good, so that's good. All right. You're scared? Guys, we're going to be kneecapped. Chaos Angel. Yeah, no, we don't. We're trying to avoid kneecapping. We don't want to do more than 1 tweak at a time, and so yep, that's good. All right, that's the end for monsters. Heroes. I think I'm going to go to. If I go to here, that should take us to the end, right? Yep. So if I go to monster cards. Right, Algorath. Let me have a quick look at the notes. No major changes here. Scorn has changed a little bit for Algorath the monster. So essentially what happens is he needs line of sight to target the model with Scorn, which was a little bit of just a miss. It was a weird thing. He didn't have to have line of sight, now he does. And also if he happens to kill the model, he can still then taunt someone at the next person, so next hero. So he's made him a little bit better. He loses the fact that he doesn't have line of sight, but if he actually charges in and kills the model, he'll then taunt another model. So it just makes it a little bit more playable. That's all really. The Algorath, there's nothing big major there. So him. Vajasha's got some pretty big changes. Vajasha gets a new ability, innate ability called Blood Pursuit. She no longer will target effigies, move to effigies, or attack effigies under any circumstances. There have been some instances where she gets into an effigy and it kind of becomes too oppressive. It can be really unlucky on some maps for that to happen. We've had people, run up Shan and boot Vajasha into the effigy, and it's really hard to come back from. It's hard to kill her once she's got the effigy. We've just removed it completely. So she'll no longer target effigies. She won't get attracted to them. She just goes to heroes. She's got an ability called Blood Pursuit. So she basically goes for living things and undead things. All right, and the second thing she's got is Soul Attraction. So when she dies today, a soul is spawned at the next rotation of soul. We've changed this now. We've changed it to the nearest soul pit, and it resets the rotation. What would happen a player would have Vajasha spawn near them or in their backline, and if they got rid of it, it would actually often give a soul spawn near their enemy. We wanted to reduce that, so if you happen to have a Vajasha you need to deal with, then if you do it, the reward is you're going to get a soul spawn the closest to her, which essentially means the closest to your heroes most of the time. So we feel both these abilities just make her a little bit better to play with. We really love Vajasha. We like what she brings to the table. We don't want to, some players get upset when they have games where they get Vajasha'd, but it's part of the game. We really like her abilities. We like her so much, how interactive she is. We just wanted to cut the edge off a player who copped a Vajasha in their backline. So this time, she's never going to go to the effigy. And the second thing is that if you do deal with her, you're going to get a soul spawn closest to her, which theoretically should mean it's closest to you. So this is really good. Why is she different in effigy to other monster? The Agi 5, plus you don't get your magical artifacts against her, so you're using your base stats. She's often going to get cover if she's adjacent to your effigy. It's really hard to deal with her. It can be really hard to deal with her. So there's those two things. Who asked that one? Josh. Yeah, that's the two. It's basically that makes it really hard to deal with. So now so I think everyone seems pretty positive about this. So now she just doesn't ignore your effigy, and if you get one in backline, it's not that bad now because you can get a soul. So if soul's spawned at your soul pit, and then you kill the Vajasha, it'll come there again and reset. So it actually is, we're feeling like it's a much better thing for people to get a Vajasha in the backline, as good as that can be, which is not always good. All right. I think that's it for monsters as well. Can I just check? Soul Attraction. You want to have a read. Now these cards, Gamer Dad's he's been smashing away at the effigy, the Vassal module, so that will go, I'll put that live after this along with the patch notes. Hall of Eternal Champions will be updated today with all these and the cards. The Tribal Warbands I'm about to go through now, which is the second half of the stream. There is a supplement PDF going to get released. It's not quite ready, but I will hopefully get the Tribal Warband rules up on Howick in the next day, hopefully. And then we'll get that into. So there'll be another Vassal module coming probably later in the week with some of the other stuff. But I think Gamer Day's done a great job of getting one ready for people to use straight after this. I think that's it. Oh, not that one. I think it's... yeah, that's it for monsters. All right, I'm now going to go back to here and start talking about Tribal Warbands. Let me just check the chat. Is there anything here that needs to be... oh yeah, come up near at the back energy is pretty bad too. Very exciting stuff from George. All excellent changes so far. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, really happy. So that's the changes. Now, all right, so really excited about this. This is the biggest thing we've done for Judgement since the going to version 2. It's the biggest thing we've done since changing to hexes. We're introducing a new supplement which is called the Tribal Warbands. From day one, when I think my son is 9, and so I started Judgement when my wife was pregnant. So that's 10 years I've been working with Judgement and with Jeff. And right at the beginning, we wanted to get, you know, the whole no faction thing was a big part of Judgement, right? It's based on the MOBAs. We didn't want, you know, you can just mix things together. And we've been pretty good with that. Introduction of the guides in version 2 was a really good way to have some themes around what you're playing without actually having hard factions. Now, the other thing is, as we got more and more heroes, and I've done it before, tried to play all orcs once there was 7 orcs in the game in the league, and that was really good. So we've now, one thing that we all, Jeff and I, and we've all kind of really liked doing is playing a race. Sticking to a certain race or tribe and playing them. And we've thought, as it started happening more and more, we thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to have rules for them? So we're essentially introducing 7 new gods in one go. They're called the different races. We've got them all for demons, undead, elves, humans, orcs, minotaurs, and there's one more that I can't remember right now. What's the other race? We're not doing goblins yet. We're not doing chimera. But I think I've forgotten one, but I'll get to it anyway. It's the ones that have more models. The Chimera and the Goblins, we potentially will be releasing tribal rules for them that you can use in the Threes game, but everyone else we're getting theirs today. Even though Undead don't have 5 models, there is one coming very soon, so we are releasing Undead rules. So looking at this now, these are the core rules of Tribal Warbands. All Warbands in the hero must be same race. First thing. Second thing is, now with Tribal Warbands, there's no pick and band for you. You just bring 5 models. That's your warband. So you don't pick 7 and then drop, and in 3 versus 3, you just pick 3. So you don't. And what happens is, if you play an opponent who does have a non-tribal warband, they'll have their 7 as normal. They get to pick the 5 they want to use against you. So the advantage running a tribe is that you can't have anything banned. The disadvantage is you can't ban anything with your opponent's warband. They get to choose their best 5 out of their 7. We've play tested this to death. We feel it's really balanced. We're divided which one we think is stronger. We kind of feel they're both as strong as each other. So if you come against a tribe, then you know you can't ban anything. You can look at your 7 models and go, all right, I'm going to pick these 5 against that particular warband. It's pros and cons both ways. That's really good. So I think I said this. No, so basically you pick as a blind pick when you're playing tribe, but your opponent can just drop and pick their 5. And if you play 2 tribal warbands against each other, it's basically a blind pick. You both rock up with your 5 models and you just play. There's no banning, no picking. All right. Dwarves. Sorry, Josh, forgot dwarves. All right, cool. All right, so. Sorry, a question around stuff of gruel. Is that an ability cost or item cost? Item cost is 1F. Item cost. So the stuff of gruel costs 1F to buy now. I think that's what you're asking. Now, tribes are competitive today, right? So they're tournament legal. You can use them in the GT at the end of the year. They're tournament legal, all of them, except for undead because they don't have 5. Everyone else is. But by the end of the year, the undead will have their 5th. Okay, and as I said, we'll be releasing Goblin and Chimera tribes, but they'll only be for 3s for now. They don't have enough models. But our goal is to get, obviously, to get the 5 models and all the tribes as quickly as we can. Right, so a couple of things more. There is no avatars for tribes, okay? So there's no avatar bonus, no avatars. There's just the warband. Each of them do get a warband bonus, a sacred artifact, and an effigy power, the same as the others. So that's the other thing. So they're going to get their own. We're going to introduce 7 new magical artifacts, which are sacred artifacts, 7 new warband bonuses, 7 effigy powers, and they're all themed around each of the tribes. There's no interaction between tribes and gods. When you play a tribe, you do not pick a god. You just pick a tribe, and the tribe will give you all their own abilities separate. So there's like 7 new gods about to be dropped into the game. We've been testing this for a very long time. We're super excited. I'm going to get into it. All right, we ready? So you can either run a god warband or tribal. Yes. When you go to a tournament or you play in a league or do anything, you decide to pick one of the gods or pick a tribe. So now you've got 7 tribes and I think 6 gods. You'll have 13 to choose from. You pick one and you play. If you pick a gods, none of the rules have changed. So you pick your 7, you drop one, avatars are all the same. We're going to have 2 avatars for each of the gods by the end of the year. If you pick a tribe, there's no gods. It's just your tribe is your god. Okay, it is quite the shake-up. Here we go. I did say it was the biggest thing since we did version 2. All right, now, first one. Demon effigy power. So with the demons, let me just, I'll leave it up there so you can read it. But while I'm doing this, I'm just going to open up the doc here on my iPad so I can see what I'm doing. All right. Now, demons, we've really gone hard on the coalesce theme. They're going to put the coalesce icons now work a lot like shadow orbs. So just get that in your head, like you can move around, you can put them down. So every demon gets the following, right? So they get, oh, that's the wrong one. What am I doing here? Have I done this the wrong area? Sorry, wrong way. Warband bonus. These might be out of order, sorry. I'll have to go. All right, okay. So demons get these 2 abilities, okay? So first of all, coalesce icons placed by friendly heroes do not expire at the start of activation. They stay in play like shadow orbs, they stay in there. All demons get this combat maneuver, 1S. They can place a coalesce icon in unoccupied hex adjacent to the model. Cannot be used if there's 3 friendly coalesce icons in play. So it's very similar to Regear where we put a shadow orb down. So if any demon does a 1S, they can choose to put a coalesce icon next to them. They can't do it if there's already 3 in play. Okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing, they can do that for 1 AP. So they can either use it, you do it through a combat maneuver by attacking someone, or they can spend an action and drop one. So any demon can do that. Now, then obviously all the demons already have Demonic Gateway already built into their cards, so they can spend an AP and port. So you can see how the demons are going to have a lot of movement shenanigans going around. Now, similar to the Shadow Orbs, when a friendly hero demon uses Demonic Gateway, remove the endpoint coalesce icon from play. So when they go to an icon, it disappears. Okay? So, yeah, and so basically means, I think that's, with the Shadow Orbs, it's the opposite, I think. I think it's the one you put down, but with these, it's the one you go to. And an enemy hero can use 1 AP to remove an icon on the ground. So a lot of movement shenanigans for demons. Really good here. So it just shakes things up. It's so much playing into it or playing with it is a lot of fun. So I'm sure you like it. Oh, by the way, if you're someone who's prone to hyperbole and you get really frantic when you see changes, I'd suggest you either move away from your keyboard and enjoy the stream, or just chill, because you're going to see some things here that you're going to think in your head are going to blow the game up. But trust us, we've played a lot with it. You know, we might have to adjust things down the track, but yeah, these have to compete with the existing warband bonuses, sacred artifacts, and effigy powers. So if you look at these, compare them to ones that you've got, and note that you're restricted to what you can play. Like with the demons, there's not a lot of choice. You know, demons don't have a tank at the moment, so we've had to balance things like that as well. So as we introduce new heroes, if they plug some of these gaps, we might adjust things, but you have to take it into the consideration that you're very restricted what heroes you can take with these. Sorry, do that. Yeah, they're like a tribal Krognar. It does play a different. I'll go to the rest of the things in a minute. But it's not like Krognar on crack. Josh, yeah, I'll go through the rest of it and then we'll go from there. Okay, cool. Alright, so we've got that. Now their Sacred Artifact is quite cool. I think I need to go this way. This is going to be Sacred Artifact. Amulet of Belial. Another thing we're doing as well, we've got backgrounds for every single ability I'm showing you. We've got a background, what do you call it, fluff, story behind it. So a story behind each item, story behind each power, and we're going to put these up with the abilities, and we're going to try to retro these into the ones that exist today. Amulet of Belial, offensive item. It's 1F to buy. While adjacent to a hex that contains a colourless icon, the bearer gains +1 mel, RNG or Mage. Choose one, and +1 damage to basic attacks. The damage bonus for Amulet of Belial does not stack with Arcane Spirit's damage bonus, so Abathus can't get a double bonus out of it. This ability Abathus has already today. He gets +1 damage when he's adjacent. So this is really good. So you can see now where all of a sudden you've got a Drill Goth who's next to who's next to an icon. It's going to make him super strong. It has a lot of abilities here. It does mean it's when you, for someone like a Drill Goth, the icon needs to be very close to an enemy for him to use it. So it does, and if he spends an AP to put one down, it drops he loses the whole AP. If he charges in and then he can get a 1S, he can drop one and get the benefit for his last AP. It feels, when you first look at this, it feels like, oh, this is going to be happening all the time, but it's actually not that easy to do. It takes a bit of, the demon player needs to really get right where the icons are, and the enemy knows where the icons are most of the time. So, but it's a really good item. It competes, it's 1F, so it competes with your Vorpal Blades and all this kind of thing as well. So there's a bit of interplay there. That's the Amulet of Belial. I'm just looking at my time, but that's good. Yeah, Fluff. Yes, Josh, I know. Yep, I'm there with you. All right, each effigy power. Let's do that one. Right, now, friendly heroes can choose one ability from the level up options they don't currently have. They gain that ability until the end of this round. So the demons always have multiple options. They get to pick one and they get it for that round. This is really good. So you can just think of all the things you can get. Kane can pick Soothe, just have it. If he's already got the other two, he has all three for that round. So for level 3s, they're going to have 3 extra abilities to use. Now also, friendly heroes can immediately use Demonic Gateway. Now, this sounds like you can just move all your demons into one spot. You can't, because remember, with the icons, they disappear when a hero moves. So with this one, they can all do it, but it's limited because as soon as you move one hero to an icon, the icon disappears, right? So it gives you some movement, but you can't do like a Krognar where you just swarm around a Shadow Walk, because of this one, as soon as one goes, it disappears. So it gives you the ability to do it, but it's not crazy swarming like you would have seen previously. So that's it. So we feel it's really good. That's the Demon Warband tribe. They've got really good items. They're really like very much a dynamic warband now. They'll be moving around the board a lot. It's very high floor and high ceiling to get used to using these icons. A lot of the playtest team, we struggled with demons at the start, just getting your head around it. It's also the fact that demons are fairly limited in what they bring to the table. They don't have a really long range option. They've got Abathus is the best one for that one. They don't have a tank. They've got Drogoth and Kane to do their combat. But yeah, it's interesting. We're interested to see how they go. But that's the demons. I'm going to pause for a minute to see if there's anything wanting to quit the game. When do you pick the stat that goes up? When you purchase the item. Which item is that one, Nick? Sorry. Can others just 1 AP drop curse and blow it up and curse everyone? Holy cow. Yes, you can. You can, yes. No common, no group up, that's good, yep. This average is 2.5, change. Oh yeah, that's right. On his change, we fixed it up, he couldn't do that, sorry. He can't blow them up. Correct. Yep, now Ashel stock went up. Ashel, oh yeah, they've got good shooting. Aria might be absolute madness. Yeah, Aria gets a good boost from this because she can move around and she gets +1, all that kind of stuff. Alright, next one is going to be Dwarfs. Just bear with me, I need to go through the cards again because they're in the wrong order. I think we've got Dwarfs. I'm going to go this way. Right, Warband bonus for Dwarfs. Mithril armor. They basically all get, they ignore the first armor shred. Now, as you know, all dwarfs in the game, except for Brock, have res 1 out of the box. So this is quite a good one. So basically, if you have Shredder against them, it won't work. But true damage still gets rid of it. It can't be reduced. So for Thrommel, for the res 2 heroes, you can reduce it by 1, obviously, because it can't get below 1. But for all the others, it doesn't. So it makes them quite tanky. It's quite a good. It's very thematic for the dwarves, but yeah, that's what they get. So that's pretty cool. There is a new dwarf avatar. I'm trying to work out. It's Bruellen's avatar is the dwarf one that's coming. So there's another dwarf's coming soon. So I'm not sure if I just revealed that he's the Bruellen avatar, but anyway, it's it. All right. Now, their sacred artifacts, the Hammer of Thuggerum. It's a free offensive item. Bearer gains the following active ability: Hammer Smash. So effectively they get Shan's Hammer Smash ability for 1 AP and 1 F, exactly the same. For those who know about the lore of Judgement, Shan's hammer was a dwarven hammer that was stolen. This was way back in version 1 when she first came out. So it's quite apt that the Hammer of Thuggerum is basically the hammer that the dwarf tribes have. There is some background around that because there's in the background story there was something around. There's 2 of them have been split somehow. The warping effect. When they travelled to between, it warped, and it's 2 versions of the hammer going around. So she's got one, and the dwarves have one. So that's it there. So basically, you can equip this to any of your dwarves. Takes their offensive slot. It is free, but it gives them Hammer Smash, which is quite cool. Just checking here. Oh, sorry, Nix. Yeah. For the Amulet of Belial, you pick one when you're next to the colourless icon. You just pick it. So as soon as you're attacking with, as soon as your activation, you're next to it. The next AP, you're choosing what you're using. So that's it there. Yep. So Josh, yep, that's good. And then we've got the EP. It's pretty cool. They can't be pushed, placed, or thrown. So you basically cannot move them. Granites. Another thematic one. It's awesome. Like when you're playing this, that one round when you're into it, you can't get rid of their armor. They ignore armor shredding, and you can't place. You can't do any of the stick stuff. You can't do anything. So it's actually quite cool. So dwarves, very thematic, rock solid. They're fun to play. It's going to be awesome to see how they go. All right, next one is the elves. Let me just get through these. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Am I? What am I doing here? Yep. I'm just going to go through to the elves. All right, elves warband bonus. Arcane. Friendly heroes may purchase artifacts for 0 AP at the start of their first activation of the game, regardless of if they are adjacent effigy or not. The fate cost of magical artifacts must be paid as per normal. This is unreal, right? So effectively, you don't have to swarm around the effigy at the start. You can deploy where you like in your deployment zone. You don't have to choose straight away. This is not when you deploy, you choose. As you activate the hero, you go, okay, this hero is going to, this basically like they're at a shop. So effectively, the elves start with all the 0 AP items because they can all pick them up. It doesn't cost you an AP. It's 0 AP to do it. It basically equips them with items. Now, there's some really cool things you can do here. You can start with your first hero. They can buy the hunter's knife and another 0 AP item, charge the monster to kill it, and when they've done that, then that means that puts a fate into the pool, lets the next person. So it's a big chaining effect. We want the elves to have a lot of magical artifacts, and that's something that defines the race. And so this is a really good. Now it takes a while to get used to when you're doing it. To the fact that there's so many tricks and stuff you can do. It does make playing into them tough. They have a lot of magical artifacts, which is quite cool. But that's how that works. So heaps of 100 knife shenanigans with this one, Nix. Yeah, for sure. All right. Now, the next one is their sacred artifact. Gem of Arphaean. Arphaean is one of the big, historically massive elf sorcerers. Right, this is a free defensive item. Bearer gains the following active ability: Gravity Well. They basically get Gravity Well that Amethyst has today. 1F, this model gains Gravity Well, can't be charged, expires at the start of model next activation. Anyone who's played with or against Amethyst knows this can be quite powerful. It is quite taxing. It's 1F every single time. In a warband that is very fate heavy because you've got Stariel, you've got your Alandirs, who both like to use fate every turn if they can. Sky does a lot with his one as well. So does Nephany. So they're a very fate hungry warband. But this is another item. It's a defensive item. It's obviously very good on an Alandir, on an Stariel means that if they've got the fate, they can not be charged. But yeah, it's quite cool. So they've got Gemifar Fame. Alright, and the last one is their effigy power, Steel Magic. For this round, non-sacred magical artifacts equipped to enemies cannot be used. Any effects from enemies' non-sacred magical artifacts are ignored, including Indestructible, from the Braces of Disruption was called the round before. Additionally, for this round, attribute bonus to magical artifacts on friendly models are increased by 1. This is a big shift, okay? And this super strong, so the elves basically get double on their bonuses and you lose your negatives. So it doesn't increase their damage like cap. Their damage cap stays the same. It just means there's more chance of hitting those crits. So it does increase their average damage for the round, but the cap damage stays the same. So it's quite strong. Yeah, that's the EP. Elves are very finessed as you want them to be. They're very like strategic, you know, very precise. There's a lot of magic going on, which is quite cool. So yeah, so anyway, that's them. Also makes them bait for Xanthus. It does. The new monster is going to be quite interesting when playing with the elves. So it's good. So there you go. That's the elves. All right, let's go to cycle through. The next ones we're going through are the humans. Human warband bonus. Adaptation. Friendly heroes gain +1 to their Mel, Mage or RNG permanently. Pick one. Each hero separately chooses the attribute they wish to raise after deployment. So this is basically, yeah, you can just go, I want to give Marcus Mel 7 for the game. That's what they get. They choose one of them. And yeah, they have it for the whole game. So it's pretty good. Nothing more to say. Yeah, it makes it pretty strong. It is like as I said before, you take it into the context of the heroes that you're playing, but yeah, it's a really good ability. Humans, the biggest thing that's negative for humans, they do not have a melee aggressor. So that's the biggest one. When you're playing that warband, it's quite restrictive what you can do. They have like your Bastion and your Styx and your Marcus. They've got a lot of good heroes, but they don't have that. They have Multique for range, which is really good, but they don't have that melee. And so with this now, Marcus can kind of fill that role a little bit. All right, so that's that one. Sacred Artifact, Shield of Sir Gunther. It's a free defensive item. Bearer gains the following active ability: Harden. It's 1F to do it. Critical hits scored against this model are changed to solid hits. Lasts until the start of the model's next activation. The Shield of Gunther has no effect when the bearer's res is greater than 0. So you can't take this on Marcus or anyone who's got res greater than 1. Has no effect. For the ones that don't have res, it stops crits. Now this is very good against a Brock or a Zonya. So it actually changes the crit to a solid. It's also good into your Goth, because your Goth can't get his momentum, because he needs crits for that as well. So super strong. Once again, it's fate heavy. You need to spend a fate to do it, which it's not. You don't always have the fate to do these things, but it can be very clutch in certain situations into certain warbands. Now, if you're playing a standard God warband and you're playing into humans and you've got a Zonya or a Brock or your Goth, you know that one of their characters, one of the heroes is going to have this. You can just drop that and pick the 5 you want to play with. So that's the other thing. When you're looking at all these things, remember your opponent can choose any 5 they want from their 7 to tailor it to whatever you're doing. So that's it. And they'll know exactly what heroes you're playing. Last thing is the effigy power tacticianists. Friendly hero models choose one of the following options. They can gain +1 damage on basic attacks that cost 1 AP or more for this round, or immediately be placed in an adjacent unoccupied hex. So they could basically shift to hex away, or move a hex in any direction, and they get +1 damage for things that are 1 AP. We've just covered ourselves there, so 0 AP attacks do not get the bonus. So it's only 1 AP attacks get Tacticianus. That's it. That's Humans Tribe. The movement thing's quite cool, so you can sort of move out of combat if you're there and then shoot someone, or you can move someone closer to increase their charge. There's a lot of good things in that little. It's a very small movement, but it's quite cool. It's very good. Yeah, Yasmin is true. He's a melee aggressor. Can be. Yeah, it can be, I guess. If she gets off enhanced mark. Best warbanders in the game. Yep, could be. Does a human artifact work if they shred down to 0? No. If you've got 1 res, it doesn't work. Because shred doesn't reduce your res to 0. Shred just ignores one of your, I think, yeah. But anyway, if your model's got res 1 on its stats, it can't use it. Alright, Kavada's going to kick ass. Yes, he is. Alright, Minotaurs are next. Let's go. This one's for Wonky Kong. As you know, he loves the Minotaurs. So we're going to go Warband bonus. Oh, what have I got here? I've gone the wrong way again. Wow, come on. Alright, elves, humans, and then we go Minotaurs. What is going on here? Warbanders. Here it is. Right, Vigorous. Friendly heroes gain +1 regeneration when below half their maximum health rounded up. Friendly heroes do not have to spend fate to execute cleanse. This can be really, really good. So effectively, you free cleanse. So no fate for cleanse. You can stand up, get rid of fire. Like, it's pretty awesome. Now, if you do stack conditions on them, they can maybe only do cleanse once, but they can free cleanse. So they can just get rid of one of them and keep going. Plus, once they're below half health, they get +1 regen, which can kick in quite nice, particularly for a leveled up Domrigar. But that's they're good. So it can be very good. Like, it plays very good into Earls often, very good into Demons for Abathis, where you can free cleanse all the stuff that gets put on you. The Sacred Artifact is the Breastplate of Jakar. It's a free defensive item. Non-defender model gains +1 res when 13 health or less, and additional +1 when 8 health or less. Breastplate of Jakar cannot raise res above 2. This is unreal on someone like a Zyvera, any of the squishies. It's so good. Yeah, even on a Thorgar, so you're basically getting +1 res when 13 health or less, and you have the res 2 at 8 or less. So as you're hitting that model, it gets harder and harder to kill. This is a very, very strong item. It is free, takes a defensive slot. You pretty much, if you're playing Zyvera, you're taking it pretty much all the time. She can cut herself for 5 to activate the +1 res, which makes you much harder to kill. It's an awesome item, trust me. Breastplate of Jakar is pretty cool. Where are we here? Okay, cool. Alright. And then we've got the effigy power. Invigorate, oh no, wrong one. Invigorate. Friendly heroes immediately remove all conditions and heal the value of their regeneration ability. Friendly heroes gain immune all for this round. So once again, this is just tapping into the awesome power of a natural resilience of Minotaurs. So effectively, they heal the regen ability. So remember, if they're below half health, they get +1 regen. So if they're below half health, they're gonna regen 3 straight away. Now remember, this happens. You call this. So they've already regened in the commune phase. So they'll regen. Then you call your effigy power. They'll regen again, and they'll remove all conditions. And they've got immune to all conditions for the whole round. Can't be knocked down. Can't be put on fire. Can't be cursed. Can't be feared. You're immune to everything the whole round. So yeah, the Minotaurs are awesome to play with. They've got some really cool abilities. The timing of the effigy power can be quite good. I mean, if you've got a half health Minotaur, it's going to regen 3 at the start of in the commune phase, and then it will regen when you call your effigy power again. So it's like it could get 6. It could go from 5 to 11 in that phase before you've even done anything. So it's a very good effigy power. Yeah, cool. That's Minotaurs. All right, let's go through the next one. We've got Orcs. All right, okay. Warband bonus, tough. The first friendly hero that is reduced to 0 health each round may interrupt the hero death sequence. Heroes, because it's step 5, they basically heal health. This is Brock's level 2 out of the box. So the first time an orc dies in a round, they will come back on 1. It's quite good. It's they're pretty tough to bring down anyway, and it means you get that automatically on one of your heroes. You don't have to choose it. The first hero does it, gets it. It can be really good. Like if someone's trying to alpha strike you, that hero gets down, and then it's your activation. You can then try to save them. So it's quite good. So that's tough for the orcs. Their sacred artifact, the Axes of Grimosh. It's an offensive artifact. It costs 1 fate. The Axes of Grimosh, they're a reach 1, 2, 3, 4 mil weapon, replacing the bearer's mil basic attacks. The bearer gains dual wield. Axes of Grimosh can apply any combat maneuver from the hero's card reference, their original melee weapon. So the weapon that it replaced, they can get it. So if Rick here says dagger, it gets replaced with Axes of Grimosh. So you can do all these combat maneuvers with it. Note, one thing, Fury changes might be generated from Axes of Grimosh dual wield attacks. So Zonya can't go nuts and get 6 Fury tokens. But other than that, everything else can work. So you do get, it is a 0 AP attack, but Rakir can poison on his offhand. This is pretty cool. It gives them dual wield. It does take their damage to 2, 3, 4. So there's other orcs that might want to be using this as well. But it's quite an awesome item to give dual wield. Drop it into one of the heroes, particularly with the orcs. So you've got to have, you've got your Zonya, you've got your Rakir, you've got Haxar, who else you got? Shan. Am I missing someone here? Yeah, I'm sure I am. Oh, yeah, you got Cruel as well. So Cruel can go dual wield. It's actually quite cool when Cruel's got a carrying a soul, he's +1 damage, so that can be quite cool. If you add his level 3 and he puts down Frenzy, this item is awesome with that. So Frenzy, it will give any orc +1 damage. I think it's within 4 of him or something. It's a massive range, 4 or 5. So with the Axes of Grimosh, that's actually quite powerful. It's an awesome, yeah, really good save artifact. And the last one is the effigy power, Feral. Friendly heroes gain Pathfinder, +1 movement, +1 and Mel for this round. So it really extends their damage, their distance they can go. Zonya is ballistic under this, plus she gets +1 Mel, and they get Pathfinder. It's a really aggressive warband effigy power that we think, yeah, is good. So that's orcs. All right, I've got one more to go. Yeah, one more to go. I've got undead. Let me have a quick drink and then I'll finish it up. Oh, missing this. Time for Kogan. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's true about the Minotaurs. You can also get rid of fire and heal. Was it always aggressive? Yes, he will get +1 damage on axes if he has a soul. Yes, he will. Nix. Yep, I think I said that. Yep, I just said, yep, okay. Alright. Okay. Rules as written, he does not. I need to check that with Cruel. I don't know why he wouldn't, Sunny. I'm not sure. Could be wrong. Okay. Last one. We've got, what are we doing? Undead? Yes. Alright. This is going to be good. Okay. Let me just go down Undead, guys. Oh, Warband bonus, effigy power. Have I missed out the sacred artifact? I might have missed that sacred artifact. I'll talk about it. Alright, undead. At the moment, obviously, there's not 5 undead, there's 1 coming soon. So, glimpse of mortality. Friendly heroes can contest and control shrines. When they control shrines, friendly heroes can either generate fate as per non-soulless models or reduce the fate pool by the enemy by 1 as per the soulless rule. Friendly heroes also gain +1 to their soul harvest attempts. So this is pretty cool. A couple of things here. They can now control shrines. So this is a warband bonus that makes them a bit more viable, obviously, because now you can actually get fate from shrines, or you can use the standard rule they've got to reduce fate from the opponent. So they can contest them as well. So Basically, they operate as mortal heroes with shrines. The +1 to Soul Harvest attempts is good. Now, it's not +1 to their Soul Harvest stat. So Sonic characters like Multique and future Sonic characters aren't that, but they do get +1 to it. So, as you know, this is a very good ability that a lot of undead players who play undead heroes have used. To soul denial, you can get rid of a soul, you get a fade out of it, it's 1 AP to do it. You get a fade out of it, you get a level, and you can do 3 damage or heal 3 damage to an enemy or heal 3 health. So now you can you get +1 those attempts. So it really plays into that game. This is a very interesting game when you're playing undead into any other warband, because basically everyone just gets banked souls, right? Because undead have that rule where if there's no legitimate target for a soul, it gets banked. So you're basically both playing banked souls. It's amazing how much it changes the game, because you can be really aggressive knowing that you're going to bank a soul, they're going to bank a soul. It's quite interesting to do it, makes it quite fun. Undead are really super fun to play with. Now, obviously you can't do this straight away. We've been able to test it with the hero that's not released, but I'll go through it anyway. Now, I think I've lost for some reason I've lost their Sacred Artifact. I didn't put it in the sequence, so I'll just talk about it. Sacred Artifact is called the Vampiric Blade. It's an offensive item that is 1 fate to buy. Bearer gains unerring accuracy and the combat maneuver Mortal Wounds. So this is an awesome item. It's offensive. You can put it on, if you put it on for Zeal or anyone really undead, they basically get unerring accuracy, they get a free reroll, they get Mortal Wounds. So it's two of Kane's abilities effectively they get in this offensive item. It does cost 1F, but it's a pretty cool item. I mean, don't forget you can put this. It doesn't have to be a melee, right? You can put this on a Zim if you wanted to. So as well as you putting Frost on, he can also do Mortal Wounds. You can and also gets a free reroll every time. So it's super strong on Zim. So yeah, Ramona might want to use it as well. It depends. So yeah, it's a really good item, and that's Vampiric Blade. So I can't show the thing, but that's what it is. I'll just read it one more time. The bearer gains unerring accuracy and the combat maneuver Mortal Wounds 2S. It's 2S to the Mortal Wounds, means they can't heal. Okay. And then the last one is the effigy power. Is the following: Blight. For this round, hexes adjacent to friendly heroes count as treacherous ground. Friendly heroes gain Pathfinder +1 move, do not suffer damage from treacherous ground, and heal D3 at the start of their activation. So anyone who's seen, World of Warcraft Blight, it's that kind of thing where we're trying to emulate here. So basically the ground around them becomes Blight. It heals them. As soon as when they activate, they get D3. They get +1 move and Pathfinder and don't suffer from treacherous ground. Now, it is treacherous ground around them. So if an enemy model comes in for that round, it's treacherous ground, right? If they're trying to charge away from one of your models, they start in treacherous ground. So they don't have Pathfinder, they're going to get -2 to their move. So it can be quite cool, pushing people into your heroes. They're going into treacherous ground. They can get a damage from that. Has a lot of different abilities. The +1 move and Pathfinder, and this makes them they can go really deep, particularly someone like a Brazil. But yeah, that's it. So that's essentially it. I'm just going to take that off. That's it for the patch. I know it was a big one. I'm going to try to go through some of the questions before I wrap this up. So just so you know, these will be released, all the other rules, besides the Tribal Warbands, were released today on Hall of Eternal Champions. The apps will follow at some stage down the track. The Vassal module should be released today as well. Tribal Warbands PDF will come out in the next couple of days, hopefully, and it'll be updated on the whole week as well. Anything else here? There's no guides with tribes. Is there an effigy that you take points off? Yeah, you still play with an effigy. It's just a generic effigy. So yeah, there's still effigy, all the same rules. It's just not a guide effigy, it's a tribe effigy. The effigy still gives you the effigy power. You just don't have avatars, right? So there's no avatars, no avatar bonuses. Undead, yep, so I think that's it. Yeah, so I think that's it. So I think now, for people who are playing in the Vassal League, the tribes are not, you can't switch to a tribe for the last round because the tribes it means you're changing gods, which is against the league rules. So you want one more round of the league without it, but the next league, tribes will be available. Can't wait to see how they go. So Sonny's got his print and play files already online, so thanks Sonny. Big shout out to Sonny, Gamer Dad, Wonky, Robbie, Constant Way, Sheeny, I think that's, I said Gamer Dad, I'm trying to think of everyone. Big shout out to everyone for all the help they've given us. Playtest this, it's been a hectic 6 months trying to get the tribal stuff all sorted as well as looking at the patch. We think we've done a really good job of balancing the heroes. Introducing the tribal, it's the biggest shake-up we've had. So between now and the GT, we want people to play as many games as they can. Put all your feedback into the Discord like you do. We do read everything that's on there. So very keen. I do suggest you take time to play the tribes. They might look like they're OP out of the box. When you realise how restricted you are with your hero selection, a lot of them have massive flaws and holes, like humans with melee aggressors, demons don't have a tank, orcs have no really good ranged options. You realise they're pretty restrictive. And also when you're playing non-tribal warbands, they get to choose which 2 heroes they want to drop, so you can't ban any combos out. It does even out. So I do want you to trust us, play games with them. Do not fill the Discord with feedback today, because it's impossible to have good feedback 10 minutes after it's dropped. But yes, we want to play as many games as we can between now and the GT. It gives us an opportunity to, at Warfare Weekend, opportunity to do it, we can do a mini patch in the middle if we need to adjust anything before Warfare Weekend comes. I'm not saying that everything's going to be perfect, but we've done a lot of play testing on this to get it to a point where we're happy with them. We've played, unlimited games of all the different gods and combinations, and tribes. So yeah, we think we're in good shape. All right. Anything else? Tribes are in Longshanks. Oh, that's great, Sonny. Thank you very much. Demons have a tank. Makura. Okay, fair enough. I'll take that. All right, I think that's it. I'll clarify the cruel one. I can't work out why he doesn't get it with axes if he's carrying a soul, but I'll find out. All right, well, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for watching this if you watch this later. We're super excited about what's happened and where the game is. Patch 2.5 has dropped. As I said, all the assets are going to be updated after this, and people can get cracking and start getting your games in and give us feedback. And thank you all. Peace. Have a great day. Bye.